Hi, and welcome to Morning Coffee with Pazan Academy. I'm Deanna, and today I want to talk to you about a topic that might be a little controversial, but I think is one really important to discuss. And that is having children and teenagers, and anybody really, read things that they're uncomfortable with, and why that is important. Now, what spurred this is that I came across an article that was a couple years old about in Biloxi, Mississippi, there was a ban on the book To Kill a Mockingbird because of the language and the content of the novel. Now, of course, we have banned books. Books have been burned and banned for centuries. We can even go back to the Renaissance when a zealot priest, Savonarola, was burning books and paintings because he didn't think that they aligned with the message of the church. But this is something that we need to address, and we continually address even into the modern world. So why would you want to read something that's uncomfortable, or have your child read something that might make them uncomfortable? Well, there are several reasons. One is that a lot of these novels are written about the past, and they provide a narrative, a story that explains how things were. And of course, the past is the past. It happened, and there is truth in what happened, but we can't erase it. What we need to do is read about it, understand the human condition, understand why people made those decisions and the ideology behind them, and then assess and come up with our own rationale of why or why not these were good things that happened. So in To Kill a Mockingbird, they use language that we wouldn't use in the modern world. I think this is an opportunity for a conversation where we can talk about how we've evolved over time in being more respectful of different people from different regions of the world. And it's also a way that we can explain a pretty dark history of the American past. And we can't just erase it. There's no reason we should. It's an opportunity for learning and for discussion with your child. So the reason for this ban was that it is uncomfortable and it makes students uncomfortable. But I think our role as a parent or an educator is to provide the context. We can explain that this is the past, and that context is what is so valuable in these books and in this opportunity for learning. So if we want to develop independent kids who have the wherewithal to think and make their own judgments and understand the values that they want to live by, then they have to take the good and the bad. History has both. It's a really good way for them to become independent thinkers. We're not going to be around forever, and this is what they're going to need to be able to think on their own and raise future generations who can also be independent thinkers and think on their own. So next time you're perusing the library or your kid comes up to you with a book that you may not think is appropriate, just pause for a second. And is it because of the reading level? Is it because of explicit nature? For instance, you wouldn't give a kindergartner To Kill a Mockingbird because they're not going to understand it. Children's brains develop over time. But if it is something of an appropriate reading level and they do have the conceptual ability to understand what's happening, then why don't you use it as a teaching moment to have a discussion about context, the past, good and bad, and moral judgments. This is only going to help them in the future. If you're enjoying what we're doing here at Pazan Academy, please like our videos, share them with your friends, hit the notification bells. We also have links to our other social media in the description below. I'm off to read some books today, and I hope you do the same. Have a great one.